Despite Jamaica's failure to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, there are several compelling, evidence-based reasons why the Jamaica Football Federation (JFF) may choose continuity with interim coach Rudolph Speed rather than restarting another coaching cycle. When viewed through global trends, competitive context, and Jamaica's recent coaching history, the case for retaining Speed becomes far more nuanced and arguably more strategic than the public discourse suggests. In modern international football, nations like Jamaica and some with even more financial strength, despite what the Reggae Boys vloggers and Jamaican footballing detractors are saying, think twice and rarely fire coaches after narrow qualification failures. Norway kept Stale Solbakken after missing 2 major tournaments. Panama kept Thomas Christiansen after failing to qualify for 2022, and that continuity produced their best football in a decade, including a Gold Cup final and Nations League consistency. Haiti kept Gabriel Calderon Pellegrino after their Gold Cup disappointment, choosing stability to rebuild their program rather than tearing it down. The priority has shifted toward long-term tactical identity, continuity, and cultural alignment, and good financial stewardship. Their federation valued continuity over emotional reaction restarting. The project was seen as more damaging than missing a single cycle. The JFF could adopt this same logic. Jamaica has changed coaches 7 times in 26 years: Sebastião Lazzaroni, Clovis de Oliveira, Bora Milutinovic, John Barnes, Winfried Schäfer, Steve McClaren, Heimir Hallgrimsson, and the constant resets have prevented the Reggae Boys from building a stable tactical identity. Keeping Speed would signal a shift toward long-term planning, something Jamaica has lacked for decades. The narrative that Jamaica failed in catastrophic fashion is misleading. The Reggae Boys were minutes away from qualifying. They beat New Caledonia 1-0 in the playoff semifinal. Hay pushed DR Congo to extra time. They conceded the Congolese player using his hand to place the ball in the goal, and the referee and VAR being unable or willing to make the right call. This wasn't a tactical meltdown. It was a coin flip match decided by a single moment. In fact, Speed took Jamaica further than Steve McClaren, who failed to secure automatic qualification despite having more time, more resources, and more international experience. If McClaren's tenure was judged on results, then Speed should be judged on margins, and the margins were razor thin. Rudolph Speed's resume is not built on hype, it's built on results. 3 Jamaican Premier League titles in 4 years with Cavalier. 2024 CONCACAF Caribbean Cup champion identification of talent to keep his club relevant, not just a selector of anybody. Respected by domestic players, many of whom trust his system and communication style. This matters. Jamaica's biggest long-term weakness has been the disconnect between foreign coaches' knowledge of the players available for the national team. Speed is one of the few coaches who knows the player pool, understands the cultural dynamics, who can build winning systems with the player available to him without fantasizing about the quality of player he should have. A foreign coach would need 12–18 months just to understand the ecosystem Speed already knows. The JFF's most recent experiment with a high-profile foreign coach, Steve McClaren, ended in poor results, cultural misalignment, communication breakdowns, and eventually a resignation. McClaren lived abroad and, like Hallgrimsson, balked about residing in Jamaica, struggled to connect with local culture, and failed to deliver the tactical clarity expected from a coach of his pedigree. The JFF paid for the name, but not for the results. Speed, by contrast, reside in Jamaica, works within the domestic system, has expressed clear interest in the permanent job, aligns with the JFF's stated desire for local leadership. After the McClaren fallout, the JFF may see Speed as the safer, more culturally coherent option. The real question, what does Jamaica need right now? The debate isn't simply local versus foreign coach. The real question is, does Jamaica need another reset or a period of stability to build a real football identity? A foreign coach brings experience, but also risk, cost, and cultural distance. A local coach brings familiarity, continuity, and long-term alignment, but must prove he can elevate Jamaica beyond the region. Speed sits at the intersection of both worlds. Local roots, regional success, tactical ambition, a near miss that suggests potential, not failure. If the JFF believes Jamaica's problem is structural instability, then keeping Speed is the logical move. If they believe the problem is tactical ceiling, then they may restart the international search. But based on global trends, recent results, and Jamaica's own coaching history, the argument for